Bum. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to get a bunch of shorts out of OpusClip. So if you're a solo coach or an expert and you want more content, more leverage with less work or less time, this video is perfect for you. If you don't know me, I'm Sarah. I'm Leland Redfield. My wife and I run Sarah Beth Yoga. It's a seven-figure yoga membership. And I teach those strategies for solo entrepreneurs inside my Skool community. There's a link below. It's called the Operator Room. It's for solo entrepreneurs, coaches, and experts to learn social media acquisition and to build a business online with just themselves or a very small team. And so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to get a lot more content out of one video. And so in the last video, I showed you guys the interview style that I use to get the right questions so I can create a bunch of shorts. In this video, I'm going to actually show you how to create the shorts. And so the way it's going to start is I recorded that video just before this, and then I'm going to go to Opus right here. And then this is the video I recorded. I'm just going to drop it in there. And this process usually takes a couple minutes, but what it's doing is it's just getting this video ready to create the shorts. And so the video is probably 10 or 15 minutes total. And this process, I'll keep you guys up to date, but we're about a minute into the process. This whole process should take maybe 10 minutes once we're done here. So it's uploading. After this, I'm gonna create it, have it edited into a bunch of shorts. And so you can see it says get clips with one click. But before we do that, we want to say AI clipping. So we want it to be clipping with AI. We're gonna just do auto, clip model, auto. There's some other options too, but just use auto. Auto, clip length, 0 to 3 minutes. Again, auto is totally fine. And then auto hook, it can use that. You can leave it on, leave it off, doesn't make a difference. And then you want to have a template set up. And so I already have a template set up for shorts. And so you can see YouTube shorts. Let's edit it quick and I'll show you guys so the clip layout is 4x5. So when you're setting up your clip layout for shorts, you want to do 4x5. I have it set to fill, and you can do fit, fill for interview style, the way that I filmed the last video. Fit is what's going to work. And they can do your captions, and you can choose different colors and texts, fonts. And so I have Montserrat, and I keep it pretty simple, right? So you can do one line, 3 lines per for your captions, but just keep it simple. And then you can add your logo. I don't do that. Intro, outro music, I don't do that. I do have it remove filler words, so it will remove filler words, it will remove pauses. The AI will highlight different keywords. I don't like using emojis, so I have that off. I don't like having it auto generate B-roll. And I do like having it auto transitions. And so those are all the setups that I have for my shorts. Again, you can go through it again and watch them, but that's the format. And so I choose that format for YouTube Shorts, and then I just click Get Clips, right? And so this usually takes 5 minutes. This is a little bit longer. And so as this processes, what it's doing is it's finding the best hooks from the video, and we should have lots of them because we did that interview style where we would read the question first, which is the hook, and then we answer the question. And that framework typically works really well for shorts on YouTube, Instagram, and we'll also be posting these on LinkedIn. And so I hope through this video, my hope is that we can maybe get 10 usable shorts, and we can put those 10 usable shorts on Instagram, on YouTube, and LinkedIn. Those are the 3 platforms that I'm using. So if I get 10 usable shorts on 3 platforms, then I'll get 30 posts out of this one video. And that's pretty realistic. That's typically what we'll do with each video. And if you want more leverage, you can be on TikTok, you can be on Facebook as well, and you can be sharing these things. I'm just not on those platforms. And so those are the 3 choices that I make: Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And especially if you're a coach or an expert, you don't need to be on all the platforms, but a lot of times LinkedIn is going to be the highest profit for you, or the highest it's going to be the best fishing hole because you have business experts, you have people that typically can afford your services. LinkedIn is a little bit different mindset than Instagram or YouTube. And so, if you're not on LinkedIn, but you are a coach or an expert who's looking to help coaches or experts get better in their life, LinkedIn can be a really powerful place to be. And with this strategy or this system, it doesn't take that much more work. You just need to create the videos, you check a box, and then it'll go to LinkedIn. Where most people struggle when they do repurposing like this is that they don't have their profiles optimized. So their profile on Instagram or YouTube, when people come and find your profile, they need to be able to figure out what you do, how to buy, how to work with you, how to join your group, where to go, right? You need to be able to tell a story of, okay, they found you. How do you get them on your list? How do you get them to purchase? And a lot of coaches or experts don't have that framework set up. They just set up their Instagram, or they just set up their account. They don't think about how to weaponize it and how to get people from the profile to the community, whatever you want, wherever you want to get them, right? So the reason why you do social media is to drive people to your business. And you really need to make sure that your profile's optimized so that transition from they saw you to they're working with you is as few of clicks as possible. One of the principles is don't make me think. So don't make your clients think, just tell them exactly where to click. Don't give them too many options. Don't be vague about where it's going. Just be very clear and don't make them think. All right, so then as this goes, I'm going to show you guys the calendar that we have right now. And so, this is what it's been for the last month or so. And so you can see I've been doing about 8 posts a day, 12 posts, 12 posts, 12 posts. And these are all going out on Instagram, 2 Instagram accounts, LinkedIn. This is just the full day. And so you can see, with very minimal work, I basically filled up my calendar. And you could be posting twice a day on most platforms and you wouldn't get punished for it. A little above twice a day, if you're going 3 times per day, you might get a little bit punished. But this has been the strategy I've been using for the last month. I'll record one big video, I'll repurpose it with Opus, and then I'll be able to get all of this content. All of this content drives to my Skool community or my the operator room, and then inside the operator room, I get people, I give them more help. So I offer to build carousels for them, or I'll set up mini chat if you're not using mini chat. It's a great tool to weaponize Instagram. I'll help them learn how to make their thumbnails. So if you're trying to make thumbnails, so I created a thumbnail for this video already. So it says AI Shorts. I did that on vidIQ. And so you'll see all these tools come together, right? But the goal is to have one person, a solo operator, be able to run their business without hiring other people. Because you used to need to hire people to create your thumbnails. You need to hire people to schedule your stuff on social media. And now with AI, all that stuff's basically gone. The challenge for most coaches is learning the softwares or learning the tools to execute those things, and then to not get overwhelmed or burned out. Because anytime we add a new tool, we sometimes add complexity. When you add complexity, that's what prevents people from actually doing the work. And so simple is best. So let's see how our video's doing. So about 62 minutes in. So I've been making this video for about 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So just giving you guys an update of how long this process actually takes. And it looks like it's pretty close to being done. And so we'll see what it came up with, and then we'll actually schedule some of the shorts out as we go. And so to do that, first I'm going to grab my calendar and see where I've scheduled stuff through. I'm going to start scheduling on the 16th. And so those will be the 3 that I schedule. And then I'm going to schedule 3 posts per day. So I usually do 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 2 p.m. 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 2 p.m. is generally what I do. And I'll do that January 16th, 17th, and basically as far as I can. And so that's going to be the plan. We're starting on the 16th. And so video's done. So let's take a look at all of the clips that it has for us. And first, let's just see how many they have. And again, they're not all going to be great and they're not all going to be usable. So we're going to go through them all and see. But yeah, so this one's got what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. So it's got 30 clips. So we're going to just go through. And again, my goal here is to spend about 5 minutes, show you guys the whole process, but then I want to get all of these scheduled out. And so let's start by listening to this one. What's a tool you think most people don't need? Now, I think most people should just use Skool, and then all the other tools that people use can go away. So, a lot of times people will have, they'll have a Shopify store, they'll have an email software, they'll have, maybe a CRM, they'll use a bunch of Zapier, they'll use Zoom. You don't need Zoom anymore. So that video is pretty good. Gave it a 99. So we're going to schedule it. And you can see I'm scheduling it on 2 Instagram pages, my personal one, and then my carousels Instagram, my LinkedIn, and then my YouTube shorts. And so I'm going to click select time. What did we say? The 16th, starting on the 16th. So the 16th, we're going to click 6 a.m. and now it's going to schedule those. So I got 4 videos scheduled. So let's look at the next video. Everything away from you except for 3 tools. What would you keep? So we would keep Skool would be the platform where. And so listen, this interview style is so good because the hooks are all pretty good. So just listen to the first couple seconds of this video. I took everything away from you except for 3 tools. What would you keep? So we would keep Skool. It's a great hook. The platform where we monetize and we drive all the traffic. I would keep ChatGPT or something. This video is pretty good, so we're going to schedule it. Your second brain. 16th. And I could do a lot with those 2. And we'll say 9 a.m. And then probably mini chat. If you're not using mini chat on Instagram, it's very high leverage, simple to set up. And I think with those 3 tools, easy peasy. So now we've got 8 posts scheduled. If you're overwhelmed, you have to figure out what's the #1 constraint right now. If you think of it like a hose, the hose is kinked. Where is the kink? And then you just put your attention on that. And that's really what you do every day. So you figure out what is the constraint? How can I solve it? That one's pretty good too. It's got a good hook. Looks pretty good. So we're gonna schedule that one for the 16th at 2 p.m. Let's see, 2 p.m. Cool. So I've got 12 posts done. Usually it's leaky buckets. So they're they're not succeeding because people go. I don't like this one because the beginning of it is very sluggish. It doesn't have a good hook. So I want ones that have really capture good hooks. What did you automate first? What did you intentionally keep manual? So we automated email first. So the first thing we did was we got a collection, something to collect an email, and then we automated 5 emails afterwards. So I like that one. That's a pretty good hook. So we're gonna schedule that one, and we're gonna go to the 17th, and we're gonna go 6 a.m. Good. And so now we've got 16 posts scheduled so far. We're Why do you prefer 9 minutes in. Conversations over links? Let's listen to this hook again. Why do you prefer comments and conversations over links? Comments and conversations are better because what you're really doing is building loyalty and trust and belief. And so the more conversations you can have, the more people are going to connect with you, the more they're going to follow you, they're going to trust you. And if it's just links, then you're not as that video sucks. Not going to share it. Hacking things away is one of the best things you can do for your business. Hack away all non-essentials. In the last year, one of the things we did is we stopped writing new sales emails every month. So each month we would come up with a new offer, like an expiring discount, or we would do a free mat if you purchase a yoga mat. So that's pretty good. We're going to share that one. 17th, 9 a.m. And we got 20 videos shared. Let's look at the next one. We've always focused on long-term value and then building systems, because one of the things when you get started is the repetition kills people. It gets really boring. But a mindset shift is that the repetition is what's going to cause innovation. So the monotony and the repetitiveness of doing a task over and over again is going to force you to evolve and find better. I like that one. I don't know how it'll perform, but we're gonna post it on the 17th, and we'll post this one at 6 p.m. All right, 24 posts. What is the constraint? How can I solve it? Move on to the next constraint. Because once you solve one constraint, another one's going to develop in the business. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, just simplify it, figure out what the constraint is, and work on that. What's one belief about growth that you changed your mind on? One belief about growth that I've changed my mind on. I think with interest media, if you guys know the difference between interest media and social media, I know what I say there, and I think it isn't super well articulated. So we're not going to post that one. Also gets you more engagement on Instagram because people will comment. As you get more comments, more people will find you. So it gets you more leads. Essentially, it gets you more leads, more qualified buyers. A lot of people treat Instagram like a slot machine. You seem to treat it more. That one does not have a great hook. Let's look at this next one. This is a really good way to spend 15 or 20 minutes and get just a tremendous amount of content that will perform pretty well as shorts. And so let's get started with the interview. I'm just going to answer these questions, and these should be. That one's pretty good. We're going to schedule it for the 18th at 6 a.m. And we're waiting for the AI to come up with the copy. I have a little nicotine while I wait and relax. All right, there we go. All right, how are we doing so far? Let's count how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 so far, so I don't 28. Working out or training anymore. I do lift every day. That one's not relevant. If someone feels behind or overwhelmed, what should they focus on this week? If someone feels behind or don't like that one, shift helped you stop chasing tactics and start building systems. What mindset shift helps you stop chasing tactics and start building systems? I read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek, and the goal is to create a passive business that generates enough revenue. I focus on that one's not very good, because one of the things with coaches and experts and solo entrepreneurs is that let's listen to this one again. I focus on evergreen content, because one of the things with coaches and experts and solo entrepreneurs is that as you create content, some of it's going to be good. This one's pretty good of time, and some of it's going to be good for just a day or a week. And so we focus on things that will have value over time. See what our schedule is like, and you let them grow. And so the reason I like carousels specifically for Instagram right now is that they're easy to create if you know how to create them, especially using AI, so you can create them fast. But they're also these little seeds that get planted, and then people save them and they share them, and they will generate leads for you over time. So the carousels we're creating right now are going to generate leads for us over the. Cool, that one was pretty good. So we posted it. All right, let's keep going here. What's something that stopped you? What's something that you stopped doing that actually improved your results? Boy, there are so many things. I think hacking things away. That one's pretty good. Share it on the 18th, 2 p.m. All right, we're making good progress here. The first thing is usually a clear doctrine. And I use the term doctrine because it's very specific. Don't love the hook on that one. Again, we're about 15 minutes in here. I think we have 32 posts scheduled. How do you explain to someone, how do you explain what you do to someone at a dinner party? So if people ask me what I do, I usually tell them that I help coaches and experts build memberships online. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. And then depending on what their expertise are, if they're in real estate, I'll talk about real estate people I've worked with. If they're in fitness, I'll tell them about the fitness people that I've worked with. And so that one's decent, a little more promotional and positioning, but we'll keep it. And we're gonna post at 6 a.m. All right, on to the next one. How many more? We got 10 more chances here. I guess there's two rules I'd like to share. One, get everything done before 11 a.m., everything important. And for me personally, different than other people, I love having an empty calendar, and I hate having stuff on my calendar because even if I have one call in the day, my whole day becomes warped around my schedule. 19. And I like to think about what I want to think about and watch videos what I want to watch about. That one's pretty good. I like having an empty calendar. So I've designed my business to keep my calendar. So we got another 4. That a lot of coaches struggle with is creating content. They don't know what to create. They don't know how to create it. And then they also just can't create enough of it because the number one problem most coaches have is they don't have enough leads. They need more people to know what they do. And so this is a really good way to spend 15 or 20 minutes and get just a tremendous amount of content that will perform pretty well as shorts. One of the things that a lot of coaches struggle with is creating content. They don't know what to create. They don't know how to create it. And then they also just can't create enough of it because the number one problem most coaches have is they don't have enough leads. They need more people to know what they do. And so this is a really good way. All right, we're making progress. Sorry, I keep having videos play over me, but let's see how we're doing so far. So we've got, this is the last row, and then we'll add up and see how many posts we got out of that one video. Links are fine too, as long as they're clicking where you want them to go. If someone is posting consistently and getting nothing from it, what is broken? So this is super funny because it's like the most common thing. So what is broken? Usually there's a couple things broken. Links are fine. Why do you focus so heavy on carousels? Again, carousels are evergreen. They're great for... that one will be pretty good. Why do I focus so heavy on carousels? What was I posting again? 19, so 20 on the 20th. So on the 20th, 6 a.m. All right. This video, I'm going to show you guys a strategy that solo entrepreneurs and experts and coaches can use to get a lot of content with one long video. And so this is called the interview hack. You can turn one video into 20. All right, that one's pretty good. Let's turn that one to, let's post this one right now. We'll just click publish now. And when you do publish now, it takes a little bit longer to get it published, but I like that one and I figure let's just publish it right now. And so we've got a couple more to see if they're good. We'll schedule them. Let's check the schedule real quick and see where we are. So we've got 6 days scheduled and we'll see if we get one more day scheduled. All right, schedule that one. Everything that we've done has been through that lens of that hook won't work. Where should people go if they want to see how to actually implement some of these strategies? So if you want to learn to build a solo entrepreneur. Good, that one's a call to action for my Skool group. I like it. We are scheduling on the 20th at 9 a.m. All right, so let's see how many we got out of that one video. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 videos that were decent and times 4, so 60 posts, is that right? 15 times 4, 60. So we got 60 shorts out of that one video. That's why I like the interview style hack. So if you haven't seen that video, that's the video I did right before this that we edited here. But it chops things up really nicely. And so if you want to use Opus Pro, there's a link below this video where you can try it. I think it's a free trial, or maybe it's just a limited amount of bandwidth, but it's a great software, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur. We just got 60 videos out of that one long form video, 60 posts, I should say. And if we'd been on other platforms, Facebook and TikTok, then we would have gotten another 15 per platform, which is really incredible when you think about how long it would take you to schedule these posts out, write descriptions on each platform individually. Huge time saver. So if you want to learn how to leverage Opus Pro, you can join my Skool, the operator room for solo entrepreneurs to learn social media acquisition so they can get paid doing what they love. And there's a link below this video. There's a link to Opus Pro below this video and some of the other softwares that we use to build solo entrepreneur businesses. And feel free to apply to the school. And if you're a good fit, I'd love to have you in there and connect you with some other entrepreneurs that might be good partners or teach you systems that will help you grow your solo entrepreneur business faster. Hope you enjoyed.